Hey, this is Kittens cycling in Ireland. Today is my second day in Ring of Kerry. The weather is fascinating and I've been really looking forward to this ride. It is a big day indeed. Well, at least for me. Because this day today, it was almost 100-mile route with the ascent of 2,000 meters. It's my second time going on this route. So yesterday it was a rather short 70-kilometer cycle. I saved my energy for today. I had a big breakfast, I'm fully charged up and ready to go. This Drummond Hostel is where I'm staying in. And actually, whenever I visit Ring of Kerry, I almost always stay here. It's tagged as hostel per se, but they also have ensuite rooms. So if you pay a little extra, you can have a spacious room and bathroom all to yourself. Instead of sharing bunk beds with others. The person next to me is a Spanish friend whom I met in the hostel. He was traveling Ring of Kerry on his vacation, and boy, he could not have been luckier with the weather. And he didn't bring a car with him, so he was hopping around Ring of Kerry on his bicycle. We are currently cycling up to the first big hill, which is called Ballaghisheen Pass, and I'll be joining him only through the middle, since he's taking a shortcut into Killarney town and I will be taking a big detour around the mountainous area. So Ballaghisheen Pass is definitely one of the highest mountain in Ireland, and total climb from this side, which is west side, is about 6 kilometers. This hill is much steeper and shorter on the east side, which I'll be taking on my way back in the afternoon. This is early in the morning and I also have a company with me, so I'm not pushing myself too hard. Just enjoying the beautiful Irish scenery. Then it's a descent to the east side of the hill. It's very steep and the road is windy, so you have to be really careful. Should watch out for those crosswinds too. Up on the hills like this, crosswinds can be very nasty and make your bike really shaky. After you come down from the top of Ballaghisheen Pass, you come across this vast basin-like landscape. I love this place, and every time I visit Ring of Kerry, I always pass by here. It's so calm and peaceful, much less busier than the famous coastal sides. After I bid farewell to the dear Spanish friend, I continue down to Lough Caragh. I discovered this place by pure luck 2 years ago. Ever since then, It's been one of my favorite places in Ring of Kerry. While the lake looks so pristine, Lough Caragh is a man-made lake. It was formed when a dam was built on the Carrick River. It's a great spot for fishing and recreational boat trips. I'm currently traveling on the east side of the lake, from south to north. Last time when I visited here, I went through a very steep hill on the west side of this lake, which is on the other side. And the name of the hill is interestingly called Devil's Elbow. However, today I will continue down further to the northeast and head down to the town called Kilorglin. Just trying some different angles with my camera. It's fun, you know, to see the world from different angle. Next is Kilorglin. And this is a town I always pass through when I'm driving from Dublin. While it's a much smaller town than Killarney, there are lots of cars passing by. I got a feeling that this town is like an entry point to the northern part of Ring of Kerry. There's a nice river and bridge, and it also looks like this town is famous for the pub fair in August, which is Festival of Goats. You can see on the left there is a goat statue. Then I passed through the biggest town in Ring of Kerry, which is Killarney, heading towards Black Valley and Gap of Dunloe. This is the town center, and there are lots of horse-driven coaches for tourists. Before heading up to Black Valley, I briefly stopped by the famous Muckross house. This is a place I always visit during my Ring of Kerry drive. You know, not on my bike, but on my car. Because they have a nicest cafe with a beautiful garden and fanciest dessert corner ever. But on my bike, I'll be only lingering briefly to take pictures and enjoy the view. I'll be visiting here again tomorrow on my way back to Dublin with my car and have a nice cappuccino for my morning time. The building you see on the left is the Muckross house itself. You don't have to pay for parking and just strolling around in the garden, but you have to pay to enter the building itself. Now, before the Black Valley, there is one famous climb, which is the climb up to the Ladies' View. It's a very handy place to cycle the hill up. if you don't want to stray too far from Killarney, since it's just a stone's throw from the town. Ladies' View got its name from the ladies-in-waiting for Queen Victoria. When the Queen visited Ireland, one of her ladies-in-waiting visited this place, and to commemorate that, it was named Ladies' View. Now is the Black Valley, another big hill climb during today's cycle. This valley connects southern Ring of Kerry to north via Gap of Dunloe. It offers a majestic view either from north and south, but today I'm climbing here from south. It's because 2 years ago I went down the Black Valley from north, and it was great. However, usually in Gap of Dunloe, the wind blows from south to north, so it's much more pleasant to ride to the wind, not against the wind. Total, it's about 10-kilometer climb, but the climb itself is not steep except for the very top portion at the end. Nonetheless, the view you can see on the right while you're climbing is something that you cannot really miss in Ring of Kerry. This whole Black Valley and Gap of Dunloe portion of the road is very narrow, and it gets really busy during the peak summer time. So it would be best to visit here on a bike or a motorbike instead of your car. Then the descent starts down to the Gap of Dunloe. The road is very windy and a little bit steep, so you need to pay caution along the way. But by doing this from south to north descent, you will be greeted with the amazing scenery of the Gap of Dunloe. The Gap of Dunloe was formed 25,000 years ago during Ireland's last ice age as a result of glacial breach, where a glacier in the Black Valley broke through the head of the gap and moved northwards, carving out a U-shaped valley. As I keep emphasizing, usually the wind blows from south to north here, so it's much more pleasant to cycle north than south. Also, during the peak summer days, the road is packed with hikers, horse coaches, and cars, so bike or motorbike are better options than driving. If you think the ascent here is too steep, you can also rent an electric bike on which you can go up the hill very easily. Another Insta360 angle test. This shot was taken by putting the camera up on my shoulder to get a decent third-person view. Always fun to test new perspectives. At the northern end of this Gap of Dunloe, there is a nice coffee place called the Coffee Pot Cafe. This is a place that I always visit when I'm going through the Gap of Dunloe. You see the cafe on my left, and they have nice desserts and warm coffee that can give you a boost for the road. After the quick coffee at Gap of Dunloe, I'm taking the same Ballaghisheen pass back to my hostel. This is exactly the same road that I took early in the morning with a Spanish friend. Now the sun is going down a little bit and the sky is getting cloudy, but still it's decent enough. At this point, I've already cycled 2 big hills, and the mileage is about 140 kilometers, and I only have about 10 kilometers left back to the hostel. This western descent at Ballaghisheen is another great route. As you see in the video, it's amazing to soak up the beauty of the inner Ring of Kerry. And that's it. After 155 kilometers of hard cycling, I finally arrived back at my hostel. Yesterday and today it was total about 230 kilometers, which is not a bad score for me. And on top of that, it was a sheer 2,000-meter climb today. Yes, this is it, and for the next trip I'll be visiting Inishowen in northern Donegal on my bike. Thanks for watching and see you in my next video.